You've been wanting to buy a 5-wheel frame for your favorite free skate boots. Well, after this video, you should be able to choose the best setup that will fit your needs. Hola YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict.
In this little section of the promise.
Today I'm going to be using my 3 favorite 5-wheel frames on the market. They are all different. And I'm also going to be using them on 3 different boots. Right here, I got the Micro MT Plus, which is a skate that I skate very often. It doesn't have an aluminum block and it's a hard boot shell, as you can see. I'm going to be first skating them with the Flying Eagle Liberty frame, 5-wheels frame. These frames, they're all slightly rockered, okay? This is my first setup that I'm going to be skating today. Then, a couple months ago, I skated with the Micro Delta F2s, these ones with the endless frames, and I really love them. Now today, I'm going to try the same boot with the Liberty frame, with the endless arc frame, and also with the Yo Sago Pro 5 frame. This is a very different frame from everything else that I've ever seen, but we'll speak about that in a minute. And then, after that, I'm also going to be skating them on the new Rollerblade Twister XT boot. So there's 3 different frames, 3 different boots. There will be 9 different configurations. I'm going to be changing frames, putting boots on and off. It's going to take a bit of time to do this video. Also, in order to be fair, for each setup, I'm going to try to do the exact same on every single setup. My goal is to obviously just skate forward, try to feel how it feels like the push, the power transfer, try to feel the carve, how different it is or not. Then I want to jump up some stairs, down some stairs, nothing big, I don't do big jumps. I also want to roll downstairs forward and backwards. And then I know a lot of people use these 5-wheel frames for that wizard type of skating. A lot of people do flat ground tricks. So I want to do some flat ground tricks, such as like those toe presses when I go on the front wheels, heel presses on the back wheels, a couple of those swivel moves like forward gazelles, backwards gazelles, and then also to end up, I want to try to do a parallel slide with each one of these setups. Again, it's going to take some time, but let's just put the first setup and see how it goes. Before anything, you may be wondering why these 3 frames? Well, I've skated other frames, such as the NN, I think it's called the Sumo or the Ninja, I don't know, the NN 5-wheel frame. And the thing is, I felt like the NN frame didn't make this cut because it was just too high. Basically, these frames that I got here, all of them are as low as possible. Like this Liberty frame is obviously the highest one because you have 5 times 80 millimeters, while on the endless you have 76 in the middle. I'm using 80s in the front and back, but I could also be using 84s. I don't have any 84s, so I'm going to be skating them just like this. And with the Sago, well, this is completely different. The Sago uses a 72 as the second wheel. It uses 80 millimeters as the second and third, and in the front and back you can use either 80 or you can use 100. I'm going to be using 100. These setup, it's sold like these. You can buy it with the wheels. I don't even know if they sell it without the wheels, or I think they only sell it complete. Every single one of these setups come with super high rebound wheels. None of these is USA port, so all these wheels are Asian port wheels. I'm not going to be testing the wheels or anything like that. It's more about the frames, but I think it's important that you know about that too. So let's see how it goes. Let me put my first setup. One last thing. Look here. I lost the wheel. It doesn't respond. Okay, so if you look here, what you see here, it's the NN H block, which kind of fits on the Liberty frame. I say kind of fits because what happens is it fits perfect, but then I think the distance between the hole and the edge of the frame is like less than a millimeter taller than it would be on the NN. So when I try to put the axle, it doesn't really fit the axle. So I can do it. I can put maybe other 6mm axle, or I can just try to find a bolt to do it, but that will be for a next video. Just wanted to show you this before I even go. So I'll put the wheels on and see how they respond. This is going to be a long video. First setup is on. I'm going to start by just skating some distance, just straight rolling, a little bit of carving. Let's see how it goes. They feel quite good, huh? They roll. You're gonna be using this for cruising the city. Feel good. Let me go on some. So this is the thing, you know, when you use a 5-wheel setup, when you're crossing something like this, because you got 5 wheels on the ground, you're distributing your weight over 5 points. So what happens is that most of the time it's really easy to go through things like that, little cracks and little rougher patches. Everything is distributed. So let's see, up 2 stairs, down 2 stairs. Okay, I haven't rolled downstairs in a bit. Not forward, not backwards. Let's just see how this goes. Easy, huh? Extremely easy to do that. I don't know about backwards. I haven't done that in a long time either. Let's see this backwards rolling. Okay. Now, just some flat ground moves. First with the heel press. Let's see. Okay. They're quite long and I'm not used to it, huh? One more. We do a bit of a longer one. It's nothing crazy, but what I feel is like the frame is long. And I'm not really sure, but I think some of the frames that we have there may be shorter. Now let me try the toe press. Front wheels. Let's see. Front wheels? Yeah. Oh my God, why? I can't do it. My feet went apart. This doesn't count. Never do this. You do a toe press, you don't want to do these and you don't want to do these. Your feet needs to be close. That's okay. Now let's try it backwards. Usually it's okay with the backwards. Let's see, maybe not. See, this is the thing that you never want to do. You don't want the feet to be apart. Feet together. Okay, well, that is something. Nothing crazy, but I'm not a wizard, I'm not a specialist. Let me see, just a slide now. I would think that this floor here should be okay. If I would do it first try, I'd be in love with this. Let's see, it'd be amazing. Oh wow, that's good. I'll do one more just because I think I can do much better. That's it, it's not bad, honestly. Really good. getting ready to change to the second setup. I'm gonna keep the same boots, change the frame. Let's see how this goes. I believe that this is something, especially if you think of the price that you can get this frame. I think $189. Let me tell you one thing, I don't know if you are aware, but up until now, the Flying Eagles are winning. Something that is really cool about this endless is the mounting. So while every other frame of these has these 1, 2, 3 slots, the endless has a slot that it's like this, not sideways but like this. So you cannot do side adjustment, but to be fully honest, I think whoever gets these will be usually more looking into make forward and back adjustments than sideways adjustments. The side adjustment is something that you do when your boots either are a little bit, like if you feel like you're leaning your feet in or out. And I don't feel like that's something that, okay, that's centered. I don't feel like that's something that as an intermediate to advanced skater you will need. Well, but that's probably me, and not everyone is going to feel the same way. Okay, we're loaded. I've been a huge fan of endless products since day one. Before they even came out, I got to test them, and I'm a huge fan of what Brad, the owner of Endless, does with his products. I did skate these frames on the Delta F. I love them. Now, I've never skated these frames on the MT Plus. Am I gonna like them? I don't know. But we'll find out. I'm gonna like them for sure, but it's gonna be better. It's gonna be worse. It's gonna be the same, too different. I don't know. There's one thing that I don't like as much as I like on the Liberty frame. So the Liberty frame, because it has all 5x80, it's just that one-sided bolt. While Endless, well, what Brad does is every single frame that Endless does, they need to have a dual purpose. And this frame, the dual purpose is the possibility of using 80 or 84 in the front and back. For that you have one of those rockering systems. Basically you need to change the axle and it becomes like higher, and by using it higher you can use 84mm wheels. I appreciate the thought of it, but I just like the simplicity of those one single axle frames, but that's me. Okay, so now let's see how it goes. They instantaneously feel a lot lower than those. We're talking about 80mm there, with a tiny bit of space obviously for the screw on the inside. Here we have 3 76s in the front and back, in the middle, and 80s in the front and back, and instantaneously I feel like I'm lower. Let me just see how it goes when I go on that side and just skate. I don't know if it's just me, but the frame also feels a bit shorter, which I like it. I don't want to be in front of cars. I'm good now. So let's see. I like how smooth they are. Let's skate. They are a tiny bit slower than the Flying Eagles. I think 76mm, I'm lower. I feel more control. I feel more responsiveness. I feel like they turn easier. But the Flying Eagles feel a tiny bit faster. Let me go up the stairs. Okay. I somehow feel they are sturdier, stiffer, which is normal. Lower. Let's see. Downstairs now. Nice. Feels good. Really easy. For some reason, I'm stressing out about the backwards. It's just me. Nothing bad. Easy. Okay. Going downstairs, I honestly didn't felt like that much of a difference. Maybe I would need like a extremely long stair set. I felt like it's lower, but then it's also a shorter wheelbase. So the long wheelbase can help you because it's going to give you more balance, if that makes sense. Being lower to the ground with smaller wheels can also help you because you're going to hit it less of an angle. Imagine if you have 125mm wheels, 3 wheels, you usually hit the corner of the stairs in a very steep point, like here. And that makes it very sketchy. 4 wheels, it's easier to roll downstairs. 5 wheels, even easier. Now let's try the flat ground tricks. Let's try the zebra presses. Let's see how I feel about this shorter wheelbase. Heel press. Oh wow, first try. Wow. Toe press. Wow. And now if I do it, the fakey toe press first try, then I'm impressed. I'm already impressed, but let's see. Kind of. Let me do it again. Sorry about the exit, but I like it. I really do. The shorter wheelbase make it. This is the swivel that I was talking about. Really easy. Shorter wheelbase. The rock ring works really good. Really stiff with my feet together. Check this out. A lot of people do their swivels like this. If you do it with feet together, that's how you kind of really feel. Same with the gazelles. I do forwards and backwards gazelle. Yeah, really easy to maneuver type of setup. Very compact. Let me try a slide. Really good for that. I love these things, but it's not all perfect. So let me talk about some of the differences that I felt, especially with these boots. As I said right away, I felt they were a tiny bit slower. Could be the wheels, we don't know. I'm not using the exact same wheels, so don't fight me for that. But they felt a bit slower. I think it's obvious. 3 times 76, 80 in the front and back. It will not roll the same as 5 times 80, okay? It felt lower, it felt shorter. The lower and shorter gave me more control than those, but they are noisier. They are noisier. You can, these things felt extremely solid. These felt solid too. These things felt solid, but clackier because of the rock ring system. It's not necessarily something wrong, and feel-wise probably one of my favorite until now, but I would really like if they were silent. One single-sided axle. But again, I'm not using 84s. Maybe if I was using 84s in the front and back, as these would give me a possibility, would neutralize the fact that it has smaller wheels in the middle. I don't know. So this is where we are right now. Let's change the frames. We're going to use the Sagos. Sago 5 Pro, 72 as a second wheel, 80s as a second and third, 100 front and back. It's a crazy setup. I'm going to put them together. Let's see how it goes. I think all of these frames have something special about them, and that's why I chose this tree. It's just trying to really get to the best. Let's see if I can do it, because I want to be objective, but I feel like it's not the easiest. Something interesting. So the Flying Eagle have a left and right frame, while the Sago and the Endless, either the left and the right, are the exact same. Ooh, let's hope this fits, my friends. This is the thing here. Okay, so for the wheel to be here, so I need to use different holes on this. Okay, let's see. Interesting, right away from the get-go, you cannot use the forward holes of the Sagos because it will hit my boot. See, they tried to optimize it so much that it made it really, really low. I don't know. Let's see how this is gonna work, but I tried the Sagos on some boots that did not fit. Can't really talk too much about those boots. This is something that I've been playing and testing, but they didn't fit every single setup. And if you have a bigger foot, I don't know. Okay. I'm having difficulties in getting the Sagos centered. So this is the thing, right away. To mount them, let's see if they are centered. I can't. Guys, the Sagos are not if I want to use the Sagos with 100mm wheels in front and back, they are not compatible with the MT Plus. I tried the different mounts that you have, and the wheels come up so much here in the front and back that on a size 42 MT Plus boot, they either eat the front or they eat the back. I've tried them on other boots, but on these ones they did not fit. So I guess it's time to change boots. Let's go for